hostess is gone, which is pretty tragic, you know. I mean, Twinkies were good, but snowballs, man. Rest in peace. Makes me contemplate suicide, kind of like when I first saw the Brave Little Toaster at 4 years old. Sad fucking movie. So anyways, you know, with all the hard times we're going through, there's all these people coming up with schemes and all sorts of stuff to get work and do businesses. And my boss approached me about a new business where she helps plan funeral parties, and she wants me to be the entertainment. And yeah, on one hand, that's flattering, like, oh, maybe I can help some grieving people. But on the other hand, that sounds like the most fucking awkward situation you've ever stepped into. Like, does she want me to do stand-up? Like, what would my material be? Is somebody dying here? She lived 3 years too long, if you ask me. But, hey, maybe a half-assed impression will help the grieving folk.
Did somebody say, oh, Uncle Ted liked the city Bill Cosby impression? Well, you could use the Jello pudding that's formaldehyde.
That may help, I don't know. Not too good at those things. But hey, so as was mentioned earlier, we live in this new digital age, and and technology, it's so prominent in everything we do, and it's quite convenient, you know, and on the other hand, it's kind of like the biggest distraction. I mean, I think I would rather just be watching Vin Diesel interviews on YouTube till 4 in the morning than going to work. I don't know about you guys, but it's a big fucking distraction. And it makes me wonder, I mean, with like the cell phones that can wipe our ass and everything else, like imagine if we had this technology in the past. Would anything have been accomplished? Would Leonardo da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa? Or would he be playing Farmville all day? Would Albert Einstein have discovered the theory of relativity, or would he have been updating his Plenty of Fish profile? But hey, maybe it would have helped prevent some evil shit from happening. Maybe Hitler would have been like, maybe I shouldn't commit genocide on the Jews today, and I should just keep jerking off on Pornhub. I'm about to come. So things are a little different from the old them days when Hitler roamed the earth, and old people like to remind us of those times. You know, and it's funny because they have this thing where they act like it's just so bad nowadays. But ask any old dude like what it was like, and they were fucking terrible. I mean, they did some really sinister shit back in the day. I mean, they finger fucked and drank and drove just like everyone else, and you know. Back in my day, we had morals. We were racist. We didn't enjoy life. But ask any grandfather out there how they met their grandmother, and they'll have a lovely story where someone died in the process.
Well, you know how I met your grandmother, right?
Yeah, didn't you kill her ex-boyfriend?
That's right. I stabbed a fella in an alleyway, and every year I visit his grave where I take his steamy shit on it and laugh while he's rotting in hell, and I've spent a long and lovely life with your grandmother. And that's why I think I'd make a great employee here at Domino's Pizza.
A little original there. So I'm really professional. I wrote the set list on my hand, and I went over it in the car, and it came out really good. It was just me stuttering. Where am I? Okay, yeah, daydreaming. With, you know, with all this technology out there, smartphones and everything, it's hard to just daydream anymore. I mean, remember, like, when you were a kid, you just sat there and dreamt of being Batman, fucking kicking the Joker's balls in. You had time, you could pretend you're Donald Trump. You're fired. Suck my balls. You could do that, and that's the beauty of imagination, and I feel like that's a little lost nowadays. And I mean, I remember clearly, I would always dream of being with the girl I had a crush on at school. I mean, didn't we all? And we thought of different ways that we could woo them. And one of them was, I was at an assembly and I dreamt that I had the ability to fly, and she just had to see me like, fucking soar into the air without a care. And she would have to see me and be like, oh my God, he can fly, he's amazing, I have to be with him, ow! And she would say it just like that too, and you know, it wouldn't play out that way in real life because people are evil creatures and they're very jealous. It would, yeah, if I had the ability to fly, they'd be like, hey bitch, I can see your dick from here and it looks really small, fucker. And then she would end up with them anyway, so that's life, you know, but hey, I'm having a good time, and you know, I don't care what baseball team you root for, there's a man that's a legend, and he's been calling games for 60 plus years for the Dodgers, and back in the day, the Brooklyn Dodgers, and that man's Vince Scully. I mean, he's a genius, he's the nicest man. I mean, no matter what Mike Piazza says to sell books, he's a sweet old man, and I mean, it would be kind of fun to imagine him like saying something bad about anybody. I've never heard that before, like,
Tommy Lasorda is here, stuffing his fat pig-like face with Dodger dogs. I haven't seen that fat greasy of a waffle since the last time Tommy Lasorda was here.
but you know, and I can just imagine him calling a game drunk. That'd be fun.
And now it's time for Dodger baseball. I'm drunk as hell at the Chavez Ravine, and Matt Kemp is up the bat, and boy, I'd love to be his penis for just today. Just today. He may bat 182, but his Dodger dog bats 4,000 if you catch the drift. He's probably knee-deep in bronze right now. Coming up next, we have an ad from 82. 82, that's who.
But you know, he's very insightful. He's got all sorts of information, calling games for all these years. You know, he'll just bust some random fact out. It makes it interesting. Like
40 years ago today, Davy Lopes took his shit here in Dodger Stadium and clogged the toilet. He laughed about all the times and says, Davy, I don't find this particularly funny, and you can suck my big Irish balls.
So my father, my father's really into online gaming, and his game right now is Battlefield 1942. Some badass shit right there, fuck. He smokes a fat blunt too. But yeah, so he plays games and he gets real into it. And it sounds like he's actually in war sometimes. Like you hear just fucking loud no.
Gotcha, bitch, you bunny hopping motherfucker.
And I'd have girls over and I'd have to like warn them ahead of time, like, hey, it's my dad, he's just playing his game, don't worry about it. And then he'd scream at the top of his lungs,
you bunny hopping motherfucker.
Like, he's just having fun. And you know, sometimes he's really creative and colorful with his expletives too. He's put some words together I've never heard put together before, like
chicken fucking shit, bitch.
He's a regular Edgar Allan Poe right there. He gets biblical too sometimes.
Jesus fucking Christ. Tap dancing fucking Christ.
Tap dancing, I just like imagine that in my head, it just sounds amazing. Yeah, but you know, one day I could just totally see him appearing in Twilight Zone, actually with gear on, and him just playing and actually going to war. Oh my God.
Jesus, you unicycling, juggling motherfucker!
Alright, thank you all, it's been fun.